Hello everyone, Josh first, back again to bring you guys some more Digimon ReArise, and today we're going to be talking about should you summon or should you skip on the new Christmas limited summon banner for Ophanimon and Seraphimon. Now, there is one key thing to summoning for both of those units because it will actually tie into the new raid event that they're going to be bringing us. I believe it's later today. I think all this drops. I believe it's in a few hours from now, actually. I could be wrong, it might be tomorrow, but I think it's in a few hours. But anyways, when the new raid event drops, you actually get increased Christmas event points based on certain Digimon that you're running in the raid. And Ophanimon and Seraphimon are two of those Digimon. There's also going to be good Cherubimon and Bancho-Leomon as well. There might be some others too, I believe. But those two Digimon were leaked. They should be in their own banner next week. But that banner is pretty much skippable, I would say, at this point. I will make another video separate to this one when those two do drop. But I'm telling you guys right now, Bancho-Leomon and good Cherubimon are both 100% skip. Unless it's a step-up banner, then of course you might want to go in because it will be a guaranteed mega. But if it's not a step-up, then it's a skip. If it is a step-up, obviously you're going to summon for it. So we'll have to see what all goes down, and we'll talk about those Digimon at a later time. However, for this banner, Ophanimon and Seraphimon, outside of wanting to pull for them because they're going to give you additional points in raid, they're actually not terrible Digimon. They're actually pretty decent. Ophanimon is the real prize here. And I know a lot of you thinking, well, of course we're going to summon for Ophanimon. She's waifu. She's got boobs. She's a female. You know, we got to summon for her. We don't do that around here, guys. We don't do waifus around here, okay? I'm not in love with JPEGs or PNGs. I like my women to be real, okay? So we don't do that waifu crap around here. But that's not to say that she's a very good Digimon, because she is a very good Digimon, and we're going to be talking about how good she really is, and then we're going to break down Seraphimon as well. Seraphimon is not terrible by any means, but he's definitely not something that you're really looking forward to get out of this banner. What the prize that you're really after here is Ophanimon, because she is a very strong support unit, and we're going to be talking about that here in a very in a moment. God, I can't talk today. Rip the tree. I can't talk today. But anyway, so we got Ophanimon, we got Seraphimon. Ophanimon's skill set is 460% damage on her skill 1 to a single enemy target, which of course she's not going to be there for damage. She does offer a little bit of DPS, but that's not really something that you're going to be using her for. What you're going to be using her for is the high support capacity that she has, especially if you're running tenacious units. So she's going to remove shock, paralysis, freeze, stun, sleep, poison, burn, error, skill lock, blind on all allies. It doesn't matter what type they are. When you pop that S1 off, you're going to remove all those. And what's really good is she's going to be able to remove those guaranteed if you're using her like first turn. Because of her passive, she won't be CC'd herself for the entire first turn. So you won't have to worry about her getting locked down and not being able to utilize her S1, because that won't happen. So she's very, very good. She increases critical rate of tenacious allies by 40%, which is very good because there are some very strong tenacious Digimon in the game, especially Gankuamon, that already basically just ignores block on his S1, I believe it was. So you give him 40% more critical rate, he's going to hit very, very hard, potentially just one-shot one of the enemies that he hits. You also have a very strong tank / DPS in Magnamon, and you have a very strong tank in Hyandramon. You also have a very good tank / CC in Metal Seedramon. So you have some options there, and there are people that still run Metal Edamon, of course, for the lockdown as well, so you can also run that. So you do have some really good tenacious options that you could run in his team, which is very, very cool. Okay, so you have that. And then he also increased the critical rate of devoted allies, which you're probably not going to really utilize that much at all, outside of just trying to get a little bit more DPS with your Ophanimon. Now, because the devoted units are particularly usually slow, you will have to worry about speed slightly, depending on what type of team you're making. But if you're running a lot of tenacious Digimon, speed isn't really going to kill you too much because your team's going to be pretty tanky. So that's not really a bad payoff if you think about it. So if you're running a lot of tenacious units with the one devoted unit, even if you throw a Plesiomon in there if you'd like, then you got a pretty tanky team, and then you should be okay if you're playing manually against AI. So even with the lack of speed, you should be okay there because your team is just going to be built like a, like a brick wall. So D-Break Sleep Attack, this is her sub-skill at level 1, deals 210% damage to 3 enemies, 50% chance to inflict sleep on 3 enemy targets for 2 turns, so you got a little bit of CC there. as well as a lot of support for your Ophanimon. She also decreases 3 enemy targets defense by 30%, so if you are running a very tanky team, which means you're not going to be running Minervamon, you are going to have, at least somewhat of a, negative effect on their defenses on your opponent. Now, it is 30%, which is higher than the 20% you get from Minervamon and Tsukuyamon. However, it's only going to be for 3 targets and not all enemies. So there is something there a little bit, but you are getting 10% more defense down, so it kind of makes up for it in a way. So it's not bad. So you're getting a little bit of CC, you're getting a little bit of debuffs, you're getting a lot of debuff removal, CC removal. So you're getting a lot of support from Ophanimon, which, like I said, that's her job. She is just an ultimate support unit, currently available on Global at this time. Now, passive skill. This is what I was talking about earlier. She nullifies shock, paralysis, freeze, stun, sleep effects targeting tenacious allies and devoted allies. So she cannot be shocked, paralyzed, frozen, stunned, or put to sleep in the first turn, which is very, very good, which allows her to utilize her S1 to remove that from other units if you're running things besides devoted and tenacious. If you are running a brave unit or a deft unit or whatever, you're going to be able to get rid of those with her S1 if need be. Now, what's really good is she's increasing tenacious and devoted allies maximum HP by 20%. So again, your team is just going to become even more tankier. And in my opinion, more HP is better than more defense or more block rate, because, as long as your enemy isn't critting too often, that additional HP is super, super good. And it's very helpful too, considering that her own HP isn't that good, but with the 20% up from her own passive, that 4682 goes up slightly more to get her, believe over 5k HP at that point. And then of course you're going to add plugins to her to make her HP go even higher, because I would recommend giving her a lot of HP, and that's really about it. Just give her a lot of HP. You could even push some of her tech if you like as well, because of her S1 could do quite a bit of damage with that crit rate going up 40%. If you do try and push that tech over 3k perhaps. She's not really built for a DPS, mostly just support, but you could probably squeeze some DPS out of her depending on how you build her. But I would definitely try to give her as much HP as possible. Keep her alive, because she's just going to sit there and allow you to keep letting everyone else just attack, because she's going to remove all the lockdowns. So very, very good. Defense at 1584 is also very solid. Again, she's a devoted, so her speed is going to be low, and her tech is also low as well. But like I said, you could probably push that tech over 3k if you really want, and you could probably get that HP up around 6k with the proper plugins. So not too bad, on top of her passive, of course. So that is Ophanimon. Very, very solid support unit. Totally worth summoning for. And now we have Seraphimon. Seraphimon, I'm already going to tell you guys, spoiler alert, he's not quite as good as Ophanimon. That doesn't mean he's terrible though. Alright? So he's going to deal 220% damage to all enemies. Now he is a brave type, so he is built for DPS obviously. That means he's also going to have low HP. So deals 220% damage to all enemies, ignores enemy block, which is very important. He ignores enemy block on all enemies on an AoE. So that makes him have one of the better AoE attacks currently in the game right now, because of the fact that it is a high multiplier starting out at skill 1 at 220%, and it ignores all enemy blocks. So this is by far one of the better AoEs that we currently have in the game, just to kind of throw that out there. Decreases all enemy targets counter rate by 20%, which is also very helpful. S2 at skill level 1 deals 260% damage to 2 enemies. A little bit on the low end on the multiplier for his S2. Increases all allies defense by 20%. So that's not too bad, because it's all allies. Defense by 20% isn't that much though. So honestly, his S2 isn't really giving you all that much. You're not really getting much from his S2. His S2 is kind of meh, okay? And his S2 is what really lowers him overall for me, in terms of how good he really is. His S2 is really what hurts him. S1 is phenomenal. Passive is not too bad. It's not special either. Nullify poison, burn, error effects, targeting brave allies. Could be useful in potentially some clash battles. Outside of that, really not too much there as well. So you're getting a lot of his value from just his S1, and then of course from his stats, being 3300 of power, because he is a brave type, so he's going to do a lot of DPS. 1339, which is the basic defense. 5,091 HP, which isn't too bad, but it's still in the lower end. It's not as low as Ophanimon's HP, but Ophanimon does get her passive that allows her to increase that. And since you're not really building her for DPS, you can give her more HP anyways. Whereas with Seraphimon, you're not really gonna give him HP. You actually want to give him more probably crit rate and more attack, especially considering that his S1 ignores blocks. So the more crit for him, the better. If you're gonna use him in PvP as an AOE DPS, especially if you're gonna run him alongside like Lilymon or Blue Metal Greymon for a power buffer. So there's some options there. If you're running a power buff type of team in PvP, he might be very good for you. And his speed is at 27. So neither of these units are bad. These are actually both pretty decent. Like I said, Seraphimon's S2 is kind of meh. But outside of that, he's not bad. Ophanimon, low HP, but she makes up for it with her passive and all of her other crazy support skill sets that she has. She's gonna make your Tenacious team super tanky and very powerful. So both very solid, and since they're both coming in the same banner, it makes the banner's overall value go up. And of course, it's gonna be a banner worth summoning for. So not bad. We don't always say every banner is worth summoning for, but for the simple fact, again, Kuamon is a free Digimon that you can get. That makes Ophanimon's value just go way up. The fact that you could run Seraphimon in a pretty cheap power buff team, give him some crit. You're gonna do some wonders there as well in PvP if you're running that type of team. If you're not running a tech power team, I'm sorry, a tech buff team, you're running a power buff team, that's gonna be really good. He might even have a little bit of value slightly in raid. You're gonna get a little bit of value in raid as well with Ophanimon, because she does have a single target attack if you do build her for more DPS, which you can if you'd like. And yeah, so not bad. Both units very solid. Should you summon or should you skip? Obviously, you should summon. Very, very good. Ophanimon is the real prize, but if you pull Seraphimon, don't feel bad. He's still pretty decent, but Ophanimon, of course, is the prize here for you guys to get. And if next week's banner is indeed the two that I think they are, which is going to be Bancho Leomon and Good Cherubimon, if it's not a step-up banner, it's 100% skip. But I will go into that again when that banner drops. I'll go over their skills and all that other stuff. But if it is not a step up, expect me to probably say to skip that banner. But if it is a step up, then we'll see. But anyways, hope you guys all enjoyed that review. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Don't forget to join us here in the Discord and description. Don't forget to subscribe, tick notifications if you're new to the channel. And I'll catch you all in the next one. Have a great rest of your weekend wherever you are. Until then, have an awesome day as always. Peace.